Elon Musk might be one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time, but what if he was born in another country? Let's find out what would have happened to him if he was born in Japan. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Taking a look back, Elon Reeve Musk was born on June 28, 1971 at Pretoria, South Africa. But it wasn't really his choice to be born there. You see, his father, Elon Musk, was born in South Africa, while his mother, May Musk, is a Canadian. So Elon technically holds both citizenships. He spent most of his childhood in Canada before moving to South Africa with his father at age 17. That said, Elon could have been born anywhere in the world. So what if that place was Japan? Well, for starters, he definitely wouldn't have been half Japanese, since his parents were not natives of Japan. We think he probably would have retained his South African nationality. And, according to some accounts, Elon can actually speak Japanese pretty well. So maybe his family moved to Japan when he was just a baby. Maybe his father loved the country so much that he decided to settle there permanently. Whatever the case may be, it's highly likely that Elon would have grown up speaking Japanese at home, though it's also possible that his family would have returned to Canada when he reached adulthood. In any case, Elon's childhood in Japan would have been very different from the one he had in real life. Elon grew up in apartheid-era South Africa, which was a very turbulent period in the country's history. Not only did the socio-political climate of the country leave a lasting impact on Elon's personality, but it also sparked his interest in politics. At 9 years old, he bought his first book, The Adventures of Superman. I read it in one sitting, and that was when I decided I wanted to be an engineer, he recalled. The young Musk also developed a knack for writing computer programs, and by age 12, he even sold his first software at age 13. He transferred to a boys' school called Bryanston High School, where he was bullied quite a lot. On top of all this, Elon had a rough family life. His parents got divorced when he was 9 years old. To make things worse, he developed a rebellious streak during his teenage years, including smoking and drinking. So, overall, Elon's childhood in South Africa was nothing short of problematic. On the other hand, if Elon was born and raised in Japan, he would have had a comparatively much better childhood. After all, Japan is generally considered to be one of the safest countries in the world, and it boasts a strong economy and high living standards. Furthermore, Japanese culture emphasizes respect and politeness, which means Elon wouldn't have to worry about being bullied at school. In fact, he would have probably thrived in such an environment because Japanese students tend to perform very well academically. Moreover, Japanese families are typically very close-knit. So Elon wouldn't have felt the loneliness and abandonment he did during his childhood in South Africa. That said, it's worth mentioning that Japan has its own set of problems, such as a shrinking population and a rapidly aging workforce. These issues aside, we don't think that Elon would have faced any major obstacles growing up in Japan. This means he could have used his time more productively and channeled all his energy into developing his interest in technology and engineering. As a result, he might have become an even more accomplished engineer than he already is. If we rewind time and give Elon a proper upbringing in Japan, we think he would have made great strides in his career as an engineer. For starters, he might have graduated from the University of Tokyo, which is consistently ranked among the best universities in Asia and the world. After earning a degree in either engineering or physics, Elon could have landed a job at a prestigious Japanese tech company like Sony or Panasonic. It's entirely possible that Elon would have risen through the ranks very quickly thanks to his superior intellect and natural leadership skills. But given Elon's desire to take risks, we doubt he would have stayed at any company for too long. Instead, he might have founded his own startup in Japan itself. When it comes to funding such ventures, Japan isn't exactly known for being very welcoming towards foreign investors. However, if Elon managed to get noticed, he would have no trouble attracting millions of dollars to fund his ideas. After all, Japan has one of the highest savings rates in the world, and its venture capital market is thriving. Additionally, Japan's government is very supportive of new businesses and offers plenty of incentives to both domestic and foreign entrepreneurs. If Elon was able to secure sufficient funding, he could have easily launched his own version of Zip2 or X, com, in Japan. Both these companies were actually founded when Elon was still working at his brother's company, Web Software Solutions. In fact, Elon started Zip2 while still employed at Web Software Solutions, so technically he didn't quit his job until after Zip2 took off. The same goes for X, Commerce. Elon founded the online payment platform in March 1999, but it didn't merge with Confinity until early 2000. But before that, Elon had already resigned from his position at Web Software Solutions. So even if Elon was born in Japan, we're fairly certain that he would have achieved similar success with his initial startups. However, things would have taken a very different turn when Elon began exploring space exploration. Even today, space tourism is considered to be a niche market. Back when Elon started SpaceX in 2002, the idea of space tourism was almost ludicrous. Nevertheless, Elon was determined to revolutionize the aerospace industry and make humanity a multi-planetary species. Though Japan's aerospace industry is highly advanced, it doesn't exactly boast a tradition of commercial spaceflight. In fact, Japan's space agency, JAXA, has yet to launch any crewed missions. With that being said, Elon probably wouldn't have had any trouble securing funding for SpaceX in Japan. The country's venture capital market is booming, and Japanese investors aren't exactly shy when it comes to taking risks. We're confident that Elon would have received enough money to turn his rocket company into a household name. But what about the people working at SpaceX? After all, Japan doesn't exactly have a pool of highly skilled aerospace engineers. Well, that shouldn't have been much of a problem because we think Elon would have hired a diverse range of people from all over the world. Obviously, SpaceX would be headquartered in Japan, but it's unlikely that all its employees would be Japanese. With that being said, we think Elon would have encouraged his employees to learn Japanese so that they could interact with customers and business partners more effectively. Apart from the language barrier, Elon might have faced a few regulatory hurdles as well. The Japanese government is heavily involved in the aerospace industry, and it's possible that they wouldn't be too happy about a foreigner setting up a private spaceflight company. But given the potential economic benefits, we don't think the Japanese government would stand in Elon's way for too long. In fact, the government might have offered SpaceX generous incentives to set up shop in Japan. Now, let's talk about Tesla. Just like SpaceX, Tesla also started off as a niche venture. In 2003, when Elon purchased the bankrupt company, practically no one believed in electric vehicles. Today, however, EVs are mainstream and every automaker is trying to build their own EV fleet. Had Elon been born in Japan, we're positive that he would have founded a car company sooner or later. After all, Japan is one of the largest automobile markets in the world. More importantly, Japanese automakers are known worldwide for producing some of the most reliable and fuel-efficient cars. So if Elon had access to Japan's automotive talent pool, he would have built a truly game-changing car. Of course, Japan does have its own EV startups, but they're relatively unknown outside the country. On the other hand, Elon's presence in Japan would have attracted global media attention, and if he managed to produce an affordable EV that could travel long distances, Tesla would become an instant hit around the world. Not only would Elon have transformed the automotive industry, but he would have also put Japan on the map when it comes to EV manufacturing. So what would Japan be like if Elon Musk was born there? Well, for starters, the country's economy would be even stronger than it is today. With such a brilliant mind driving the markets, Japan's GDP would have skyrocketed by now. Moreover, Japan's venture capital market would have attracted more foreign investment. And who knows, maybe Japan would have become the go-to destination for aspiring entrepreneurs. From an environmental perspective, Japan would be much cleaner if Elon was born there. You see, Japan is notorious for its plastic waste problem. In fact, it's one of the world's top plastic polluters. If Elon had grown up there, he would have done whatever it takes to clean up the country's rivers, oceans, and streets. Apart from that, Japan's infrastructure would also be much more advanced. Who knows? Maybe Elon would have introduced Hyperloop technology to the country. Then again, Japan would lose out on one of its most prominent exports, anime. You see, Elon Musk revealed in a Reddit Ask Me Anything that he watches anime shows in his free time. In fact, he even admitted to being a huge fan of Japanese manga. So, if Elon was born and raised in Japan, he probably wouldn't have developed such an interest in animation. As a result, Elon might have never played a part in popularizing anime outside Japan. At the end of the day, we think Elon's presence would have benefited Japan more than it would have hurt the country. With that said, we're glad that Elon was born in South Africa because it gave rise to one of the most inspirational figures of our time. What do you guys think? How would the world be different if Elon Musk was born in Japan? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.